Yeah, I welcome everybody to ask questions on the Q&A or chat so that you don't miss your answers to find. Elliot will be answering them. If not, we will come back. We will get back to you once we finish the session and get the answers from Elliot. Thank you so much for joining again. And this is our introductory slide. And we are going to cover Marketing Cloud Spring 2026 releases by Elliot Harper. And this is the group of team members, volunteer team members on Melbourne Marketers Group. Tammy is not here, unfortunately. Chaitanya is here, and myself, Lakshmi Pavani, and Christina joined from Sydney Marketers Group. Thanks for joining, Christina. Then next slide, Elliot. I don't think we really need this slide. And yes, Vlad, I'm giving the same intro like you, but Elliot Harper, who is the Director of Partner Enablement for Marketing Cloud Next, and he's from Sydney. I appreciate your help again, Elliot, and it's over to you. You can start sharing your slides on Spring 2026. Thank you.
Great, thanks so much, Lakshmi. And firstly, just to clarify, so I'm not actually, well, I am in Sydney today. I'm actually based in Orange, in New South Wales, which for those who are joining from overseas is a country town, 4 hours out of Sydney. So never living the dream, got some land out there, but I'm in Sydney for the next couple of weeks. And Lakshmi, thank you so much for the invitation to join you today and share what's new in the Spring 26 release across our Marketing Cloud portfolio. Now, we've got a lot to cover, and in fact, I can't possibly fit everything into one session. I think we'll be here all night. So today, I'm just going to be focusing specifically on our 3 Marketing Cloud products. That is Marketing Cloud Growth and Advanced Editions. That's our next generation Marketing Cloud platform. Marketing Cloud Engagement, and Marketing Cloud Account Engagement. Now, that said, we're also delivering major innovation across our broader Agentforce marketing portfolio, including Salesforce personalization and marketing intelligence and loyalty. And I really strongly encourage you to explore the full Spring 26 release through the release notes and see everything that's new. Now, our engineering teams have been working at incredible pace, and I would say that this is arguably the most significant Marketing Cloud release we've ever delivered, as we've got more than 50 brand new features in our Growth and Advanced Editions alone. And why this is so significant, or kind of this springtide moment for me in the spring release, is that the capability gap across our Marketing Cloud products has meaningfully closed. The platform is now unified and powerful and AI-driven than before. So before we dive into the details, I've got something really exciting to share with you. Can you guess what it is? Yes, that's right. It's that forward-looking statement. So I need to remind you that Salesforce is a publicly traded company, and you need to base your purchasing decisions on products and services already available. I will be making a few forward-looking statements today and talking about products that some features which are not yet available. So this is very relevant and pertinent. So this afternoon, I've been actually asked to speak on these 4 topics. So I'll be walking you through what's new across the Marketing Cloud portfolio, not only in our next generation Growth and Advanced Editions, but also in Marketing Cloud Engagement and Account Engagement, as I mentioned earlier. And from there, I want to share more about Salesforce's bold new direction and how we're empowering the next generation of intelligent AI-driven marketing. And I also want to touch on our North Star. That is where we're headed, what we're building toward, and what you can expect to see in future releases. And finally, hopefully we've still got plenty of time for your questions, whether they're about this new Spring 26 release or anything Marketing Cloud, or in fact Data Cloud more broadly. I'm happy to kind of answer anything. So let's dive in. But before we have a look at our new features, I just want to kind of reset and explain why Marketing Cloud has pivoted and what problem are we really trying to solve here. Well, the way that customers discover, evaluate, and engage with brands has changed in more in the last 2 years than in the previous 20. You see, marketing has always been the face of a brand, but now it has to be more than the face. It has to be the brain, the voice, and the intelligence behind every interaction. Why is that? Well, it's because AI has fundamentally reshaped customer expectations. You see, 86% of marketers agree that AI is now transforming how customers engage with their brands. And today, customers expect instant, personal, and context-aware responses about whatever they care about from wherever they are at that exact moment. It used to be okay to send a broadcast message with a call to action where customers would click through, browse a website, do their own research, eventually make a decision. I'm talking about those kind of one-way broadcast, predefined journeys, one size fits most experiences. But that world is gone. They no longer cut it. Customers are already getting used to AI agents, gathering information from them and synthesizing options and sections, and even taking action on their behalf. And search itself is also being reshaped, where 85% of marketers say that AI is changing their SEO strategy. And 88% of them say that their organizations have already optimized for AI-driven search experiences using tools like ChatGPT. And here's the key. This isn't theoretical. Marketers who have already embraced AI are seeing around a 20% increase in ROI and customer satisfaction and conversion rate. So this pivot isn't about new features, it's about relevant. It's about moving from campaigns to conversions, from automation to autonomy, from sending messages to delivering intelligent engagement at scale. And that's the problem we're here to solve with our next generation marketing platform. So let me just take one more moment to orientate you to our new Agentforce marketing stack. And Marketing Cloud has undergone a massive modernization and a few name changes along the way. I was just kind of reflecting on this earlier that we actually announced what is now Agentforce Marketing back in the Spring 24 release. And it started out as this brand of Marketing on Core, Marketing Cloud Next, then more recently Agentforce Marketing at Dreamforce. But I guess this pace of name changes kind of really reflects the pace of innovations. And we've undergone a massive modernization and transformation where we haven't just iterated, we've fundamentally re-architected and reimagined it. And we've done that with a really clear, intentional approach. So as we've gone and built this next generation Marketing Cloud platform, our goal was simple. It was to bring together the very best of our marketing capabilities together with Data 360 and Agentforce. And of course, our latest AI innovations, all in one unified platform. This isn't stitched together. It's not an integration. This is natively connected. And we've really designed it to be simple for you to adopt and scale. Under the hood, as you can see here, it's really built on a modern modular microservices architecture. And that means for our customers flexibility, it means composability, and it means that you can now do things that simply weren't possible before in real time and at scale. And because it's built natively on the Salesforce platform, you now have a unified, actionable view of the entire customer that spans across their journey. This isn't about kind of just insight and analytics, but intelligence that you can actually act on instantly, all powered by AI. And, I guess that's not control, that's trust at scale. And this is Marketing Cloud reimagined for the AI era. So what's new? Well, let me start by talking about the growth and advanced editions, and then I'll move on to Marketing Cloud engagement and account engagement. And I've just handpicked out just over a dozen new innovations that are introduced to growth and advanced editions in this new release. This is by no means an exhaustive list. As I said before, it would take the whole evening to unpack all of these. But let me just touch on kind of a few of my favorites. And I want to start with business units and the reality of the modern enterprise. So, large organizations aren't monolithic. They're made up of divisions by region and brand and product or function. And our next generation business units in Marketing Cloud are designed to reflect and support that structure. And these business units, I guess, similar to Marketing Cloud engagement and account engagement for that matter, they allow teams to operate within their own partitioned environments, managing content and campaigns independently with the right level of governance. And then when combined with data spaces in Data 360, our customers can get logical separation of not only content, but also data. Next, distributed marketing alerts. So today's customers expect a seamless, connected experience from every brand interaction. But you know what, for organizations who have distributed teams, such as financial advisors, maybe franchise networks or regional sales offices, delivering that type of consistency at scale can be incredibly complex. Sales reps are often closest to the customer, but they don't always have the right tools or time or brand governance guardrails to create high fidelity marketing assets. And distributed marketing alerts solve this by giving frontline teams instant access to centrally approved on-brand messaging and ready-to-use email templates, enabling them to personalize outreach while also maintaining compliance and consistency. And at the same time, marketing and sales can gain shared real-time visibility into engagement across these kind of distributed comms. So they can see which prospects are opening, clicking, interacting, to surface these leads and accounts that show the strongest buyer signals. So, of course, this alignment enables smarter prioritization, faster follow-up, and obviously meaningful conversations. Next, I'm sure that many of our growth and advanced customers will be excited and if not relieved to see that customizable preference pages are finally here. So customizable preference pages ensure that even subscription management reflects your own brand identity. And we've built this using a clicks not code approach, which is powered by Experience Builder. So marketers can design fully branded email preference centers that deliver a consistent and polished experience while reinforcing both trust and transparency. And getting started is actually really simple. So existing growth advanced users can enable these customizable preference pages and setup, and then start creating new pages directly from the consent tab in Marketing Cloud. But new customers who are coming onto and getting started with growth and advanced can generate default preference pages during the initial setup config through the setup assistant. So, and again, we've got this intuitive drag and drop functionality so they can easily add subscriptions, apply branding, and style the page, all without any developer support. Now, while this is in our Spring 26 release, it's actually going to be kind of just delayed only by 3 weeks, where we just resolved kind of one final thing, and it will be generally available in early March. Now, you probably picked up on this at Dreamforce and if not Connections. We've all seen this, haven't we? The dreaded do not reply email address. It's a dead end for customer engagement and also a missed opportunity for every brand. Well, we're officially ending that era by introducing interactive two-way conversations. You see, by leveraging the power of autonomous AI agents, Marketing Cloud can now move beyond one-way broadcasts. Now, where these agents are designed to intelligently detect incoming replies, instantly answering customer questions, or just providing the necessary information to deflect support cases at scale. So instead of hitting a no reply wall, you create this open door for engagement that meets customers exactly where they are. And behind the scenes, this is all powered by Salesforce Flow, which automatically routes these incoming conversations to an autonomous agent. And the agent leverages Data 360, formerly Data Cloud, to understand the full customer context so we can deliver this deeply personalized response in just seconds. Also, one massive ask from our customers has been on dedicated IP management. So today, many of our high volume senders actually struggle with email deliverability and protecting their sender reputation. So historically, when you go and move to dedicated IPs, that's either you're moving from kind of a shared IP pool to a dedicated IP, or scaling up to have additional IP addresses, means manual provisioning requests and very carefully walking through managed IP address warming plans that can typically take weeks to execute correctly. And this process really kind of adds a lot of operational friction at kind of exactly the moment that marketers actually need speed and scale. But now with dedicated IP management in this latest release, that experience is transformed through automatic intelligent IP allocation for our customers. And the way that this works is that the platform automatically detects our high volume senders based on real sending patterns. It then initiates a 30-day active transition to gradually shift traffic from shared IP pools to dedicated IPs to ensure proper warming while also maintaining throughput. And this IP infrastructure can dynamically scale up or down based on your actual usage. So the result is enterprise-grade deliverability that's made simple. So with this new automated infrastructure that adapts automatically as your email volume grows. Now let me talk about email attachments. So today, when marketers want to share important documents, perhaps that's a white paper, an invoice, terms of service, or like a compliance notice, they often use download links. But you know what? Links introduce friction, but email attachments remove that friction by enabling you to include physical attachments directly in your marketing emails. And this eliminates the dependency on external links completely. And email attachments are really super easy to use. So in Email Builder, you can use the File Attachment section to upload a new document or select an existing PDF file from your CMS workspace. And this unlocks many use cases across industries, from like financial services, maybe to attach prospectuses or account statements, or maybe it's B2B marketers who want to go and share white papers and technical specs, or legal teams delivering contracts or regulatory notices. So the bottom line is that email attachments deliver secure and compliant document distribution without added complexity. And now let's talk about orchestrated send enhancements to Flow. So this is a really kind of powerful feature, and one that our customers have been asking for a lot, where marketers often send time-sensitive communications, and this could be perhaps transactional notifications like one-time passwords or payment confirmations, or maybe things like shipping confirmations. And these are often limited by batch processing delays or constrained personalizations. But orchestrated send enhancements to Flow changes that. And available as part of their latest release, they introduced API-triggered transactional sending for email, along with API-based exits and advanced personalization powered by Apex. Let me break that down, or those three different phases down. So firstly, you create an on-demand flow, and this is going to go and power your transactional messages, as it allows external systems to trigger messages instantly via the REST API. And you not only can you trigger a message to be sent, but also pass real-time personalization data directly in that payload using an Apex-defined data schema. So there's no need to preload into Data Cloud. And in fact, let me talk about Apex personalization in a moment. So next, we have API-based exits, and these give our customers the ability to provide a dynamic journey control. So you can have systems to prune or remove individuals from active flows the moment a business event occurs. And thirdly, Apex personalization through the Apex data provider unlocks a lot of flexibility. So developers can actually define custom schemas and surface data from many different sources for use in content. But I just want to stress here that you don't need to be, or necessarily need to be, an Apex developer to go and use this feature. Creating an Apex class at its minimum or kind of basic is really just defining a variable placeholder. So you can assign a flow variable, or so a flow attribute as a variable, so it's accessible in your kind of send time email. Now let's talk about scripting. So as many of our kind of Marketing Cloud engagement customers can relate to, when marketers truly need sophisticated personalization, drag and drop tools can really hit their limits, as standard components can't just deliver the level of dynamic customization that's required. And so this new release unlocks this limitation by giving users direct access to the handlebars templating language in Email Builder's code view. And this low-code scripting approach unlocks enterprise-grade personalization. And users can switch over to code view and write handlebars directly in the email, using things like loops and conditional statements and complex formatting through a whole range of functions that go far beyond visual components. And we've got kind of a built-in editor for syntax validation and search functionality to create clean and reliable code. And because handlebars is, more importantly, unlike AmScript, is an industry standard language, a lot of developers will already be familiar with this templating language. So in Spring 26, this feature is available in the HTML code view. And in our upcoming release in summer, we're going to be extending this to inline content blocks and also add support for existing AmScript syntax. So the bottom line is that this new capability enables teams to create hyper-personalized, data-driven email experiences at scale. To learn more about handlebar support, I really encourage you to hop over to the Marketing Cloud developer site, or in fact, just go and search for Marketing Cloud handlebars, and you'll see kind of the extent of this documentation and that level of parity that we're already at with AmScript. So next, let's talk about UTM and query parameters in SMS. So this enables marketers to build fully tracked URLs directly inside the SMS editor, which automatically allows them to kind of embed standard UTM and also custom parameters and attribute those to performance. And it's all seamlessly integrated into the native SMS builder, where marketers can map these UTM and query parameters across to flow attributes for dynamic per recipient tracking, or they can apply static values for campaign level attribution. And once inserted, tracking is then automatic. So this eliminates the manual errors that come with appending codes by hand. And here's a really impressive, shiny new feature, flash sending. So when brands need to send urgent alerts to millions of mobile app users, perhaps this is breaking news or flash sales or emergency notifications or major event updates, they're often constrained by the latency of high personalization processing. And flash sending changes that by dynamically prioritizing speed over personalization. And this enables marketers to reach up to 5 million mobile users in under 90 seconds for their most time-critical communications. So this is all enabled in mobile app messaging and triggered via an on-demand flow. And so flash sending, I guess in some ways, is really designed for these high-speed broadcast scenarios where immediacy matters most. Things like media alerts and retail flash sales, I mentioned before. And in-app messaging. So obviously this is a feature that already exists today in Marketing Cloud engagement. And our marketers, have kind of strong tools already to go and reach customers outside of the app through perhaps push notifications. But what happens when users want to actively, what happens when they're actively inside your app? So this is a really high attention, high intent moment. And historically, it's really been underutilized. But in-app messaging changes that, and it fills the gap by enabling targeted contextual messages that are delivered directly in the mobile app experience, right at that moment when customers are most engaged without disrupting their journey. And it's actually super easy to use. So using a drag and drop visual builder, with a set of predefined templates, marketers can create banners and modals and full screen messages or even carousel experiences without any coding required. And with flow orchestration, these messages are triggered based on things like behavior or preferences or journey stage, and they can be personalized in real time using Data 360. So whether that's about onboarding guidance or promotional offers or feature announcements, upsell recommendations, or even feedback requests, in-app messaging helps increase engagement, drive conversions, and improve retention. And now let's talk about WhatsApp limited time offers. So when marketers send promotional offers via WhatsApp, there's no built-in way to clearly communicate urgency. So customers receive the message, but without a defined expiration, the momentum behind the flash sales or limited time promotions can quickly fade, right? Well, WhatsApp limited time offers changes that by enabling time-limited offers like perhaps, I don't know, a 20% off for the next 24 hours. And that type of message to bring visual urgency into the conversation and drive faster customer action. So this feature is really ideal for flash sales or perhaps limited inventory promotions or event regos or seasonal campaigns or even exclusive member offers. And finally, the other Marketing Cloud Growth and Advanced Edition feature I want to touch on this afternoon is our deliverability dashboard. It's a bit of a tongue twister. So specifically, this deliverability dashboard enhancement for SMS and WhatsApp and mobile app messages. And these enhancements allow marketing teams to evaluate performance by understanding overall mobile deliverability rates. And so our customers can now assess how well their campaigns are reaching the intended recipients. They can do things like identify trends and detect patterns across different campaigns, to look at delivery issues and whether they're isolated incidents or perhaps whether they're part of a broader challenge. And delivery health helps users identify campaigns that might have delivery problems so they can take corrective actions. And fourthly, optimizing campaigns. So with a detailed view of their delivery health, customers can now optimize future campaigns to improve delivery rates and reduce failures, and I guess ensure better alignment with their audience. So I've touched on, again, just a few of many, many more Growth and Advanced Edition new innovations. I encourage you to explore others in the release notes that's available on Salesforce Help. But let me, before we move on to this next section, touch on some new innovations that we're seeing in engagement and account engagement. So firstly, many of our customers have spent years building and optimized sophisticated emails and Marketing Cloud engagement. And now that they're starting to move across to our MCE Plus SKU, and they're looking to move them over to Flow, but to do that, they need to rebuild these in the email builder. And this new feature removes that friction by allowing customers to directly reference and send content builder emails directly within Flow without any rebuilding required. So the way this works is inside Flow, marketers can simply select any existing content builder emails from a dropdown and combine them with advanced orchestration capabilities like decision splits and wait times and API triggers. And all existing AMP script and dynamic content and data extension references completely conserved and continue to function as designed. This new feature enables immediate Flow adoption while also supporting perhaps a phased migration strategy where our customers can modernize their orchestration now and rebuild emails gradually over time. So in short, this feature enables our engagement customers to take advantage of event-driven orchestration available in Flow. And similar to their previous announcement, our engagement customers can also continue to send their personalized and branded email content to subscribers alongside messages created in Growth and Advanced Edition campaigns, either by adding content builder emails from the campaign record page or from within the flow itself. And for our engagement customers, we've also added a new out-of-the-box identity resolution match rule. So engagement users can easily create a match rule based on the subscriber key. So previously, this was actually quite fiddly and complex to do, and that you had to go and build a complex rule set. But as you can see here, it's vastly simplified. And this is really a super cool feature here that our MCE Plus customers can take advantage of. So the problem statement here is that engagement customers often lack clear visibility into how much of their email engagement, that is opens and clicks, is driven by real people versus bots. But with automated security scanners and bot activity inflating metrics, marketers can be left in the dark about really the true audience health and their campaign performance. And this uncertainty can make it really hard to optimize content and accurately measure engagement and confidently report on results. But with Einstein Metrics Guard, that visibility level changes. And so once this feature is enabled, customers can activate Einstein Metrics Guard, and in 24 hours, they can begin reporting on email performance and see an Einstein Metrics Guard score. For example, like a marketer can build a custom report that combines email engagement and email engagement quality score to understand what percentage of opens and clicks are human versus bot generated. So the result is that you can have more accurate performance insights and greater confidence for marketing managers to make strategic decisions. Finally, what's new to account engagement? Well, many account engagement customers are looking to deliver a truly personalized real-time engagement to reach prospects exactly at that right moment through the right channel to maximize conversion. And traditional nurture programs are powerful, but you know what? They're often limited to email and batch-based timing. But the new send to flow action in Engagement Studio, in account engagement, bridges that exact gap. So it allows marketers to finally inject prospects directly into an on-demand flow to trigger real-time cross-channel communications, whether that's maybe an SMS conversation or WhatsApp messages. So now with account engagement, you're no longer limited to email channel. And Lakshmi and Tammy asked me to talk to this point here, what's changing. So again, we've kind of explored some of the features. And again, this is just kind of scratching the surface here. So this is probably fair to say the most significant release ever with that we've really, as I mentioned before, reached that point where we've reached parity in terms of capability. That is, I would say the vast majority of use cases for engagement and account engagement can now be achieved in our Growth and Advanced editions. So this is kind of an exciting time for all of us. But new additions aside and innovations, what's changing in Marketing Cloud? Well, it's no secret that we've gone and built a next generation marketing platform and been heavily innovating over the past couple of years and continuing to innovate at pace. But why this new direction and what's really changing in Marketing Cloud? Well, this isn't just about new shiny features. This is all about a fundamental shift in how marketing technology is built, connected, and powered by AI. And I want to just highlight a few of the core platform changes that we're making, and more importantly, what they really mean for our customers. So firstly, I guess the big change here is the licensing model has fundamentally evolved. So built on Data 360, we've moved from a traditional contracted commitment model to a true consumption-based model approach. Now, to make that tangible, think about your electricity bill. So think of a a commitment model, like locking into a fixed electricity plan where you agree to pay for a set amount of power every month, whether you use it or not. You've reserved capacity up front, and even if your usage drops, you still pay that agreed minimum amount because that capacity has been allocated just to you. And there's a trade-off, isn't there? The trade-off is a potential overpayment if adoption or usage doesn't ramp up as expected. However, a consumption-based model, on the other hand, this works like a standard utility bill. You only really pay for the kilowatt hours you use. There's no heavy upfront commitment. Your costs scale up or down based on demand. And in marketing, I think this model makes far more sense as usage fluctuates. Adoption is often gradual, and campaign volume grows over time. And our customers increasingly want their technology investment aligned directly to value and return on investment. So consumption-based licensing ties cost to outcomes. So as you grow, drive, and impact, your investment scales with you. So I talked about this electricity analogy, but in summary, why would software be any different? It is a utility. You should only pay for what you use. Next, let's talk about implementation. So implementation of our growth and advanced editions is less about implementation and more about configuration, as this platform has been intentionally designed to have a turnkey setup and self-serve features that mean our customers can start sending campaigns in days or weeks, not months anymore. You see, with this next-gen platform, implementation isn't the finish line, it's the starting point. Implementations aren't about complexity. And this is important as our customers want to start small. They want to go and prove value quickly and expand from there. They don't want to go and wait several months to actually see whether this platform is going to fulfill the use cases for them. Infrastructure. So I kind of touch on this, and I think that many of you will already be aware that both Marketing Cloud engagement and account engagement originated from acquisitions. They're built on different technology stacks, different data models, different architectures. And look, the reality is that when you bring together fundamentally different systems, integration is challenging. So you end up replicating data between environments. You've got API-based integrations and have to reconcile multiple data models. And it does work, but it introduces complexity. So what's changed is this. Agentforce Marketing is natively built on Data 360, and that means a shared data platform, a shared data model, a shared foundation. So there's no more stitching systems together, no more duplicating customer data just to activate it everywhere. So you get seamless handoffs across the entire experience, from marketing and sales to service, all powered by the same real-time data layer. Next, in engagement, for example, you have to go and build a data pipeline. There's no kind of out-of-the-box integrations to third-party platforms. That is, you go and create an automation studio and set up integration to maybe S3 or SFTP to ingest a file into a data extension, maybe performance and transformations so that it can be usable and activated in the platform. Well, as Agentforce Marketing is powered by Data 360, we have out-of-the-box database connectors and application connectors, analytics connectors, and also zero-copy connectors to many different data warehouses today. And finally, I think it's important to acknowledge that marketing platforms, be it engagement or account engagement, and actually, frankly, most marketing platforms in the market, they're all built on traditional relational databases. And these relational databases are excellent at handling structured data. But you know what? When it comes to semi-structured or unstructured data, they require separate systems to manage it. And that creates fragmentation. And Data Cloud changes just that. as Data Cloud is built on a lakehouse architecture, and it supports structured and semi-structured and unstructured data in a single unified environment. This is our hyperscale data platform. It's deeply embedded into the Salesforce platform itself. And with the capabilities like zero copy file federation I just mentioned a minute ago, you can access data where it lives without having to replicate it. And more importantly, this is engineered for scale. We can store petabytes of your data without compromising performance. So this isn't just a database upgrade, it's a foundational shift in how we activate and scale customer data for AI-powered marketing. And finally, what to watch. So I kind of pick on kind of three key themes here that I think that our Marketing Cloud customers can expect to see in future releases. So firstly, conversion. So as you can see and demonstrated in many of the new features in the spring release, we've been intentionally building a seamless convergence layer between our engagement and account engagement products. And our focus is really now on closing the remaining gaps, and we're going to actually now working very hard to enable seamless consent handoffs, for example, between platforms. So when a subscriber unsubscribes from engagement, they also opt to get opted out of a corresponding communication subscription channel in Agentforce Marketing. Also, things like shared sending domains, like a email domain. So that today that's not possible between engagement and Agentforce Marketing. So our ambition is to entirely remove this friction. Next, beyond parity. And I think it's important to call out that our strategy has never been to simply recreate a legacy feature set in a new interface. Parity isn't the goal, right? It never has been. We're not trying to replicate subscriber lists, or you're not going to see Contact Builder appear or the measures feature, just for the sake of parity. Our mission is far bigger than that. We're building a next generation platform designed for how marketing operates today, with real-time, data-driven, API-enabled. It's all about deep integration across channels, not about copying the past. We want to leapfrog it. And I guess, thirdly and finally, agentic marketing. And look, this is where it gets really, truly exciting. So we've now laid the architectural foundation for what comes next. Take, handlebars, for example. Well, imagine a future where you don't need to write complex code to deliver sophisticated personalization or orchestration. Instead, imagine if you could describe what you want in natural language and the system builds that for you. That's our agentic vision, prompt-based marketing execution, intelligent automation, AI-powered orchestration that augments marketers rather than constrains them. This isn't about modernizing marketing technology. We're actually redefining it. An exciting time to be live indeed. So thanks. I hope that's been kind of insightful, and we've now got plenty of time for questions. So I can see there's lots of conversation going on in the chat window, and some great. Let me go to the Is there Q&A? We haven't started Q&A. No, never mind. Okay, so we'll lean on the chat window here then. Hi. So let me go and what are we in?
There is one from Jakobson at 446.
446. Okay, yeah. Right. I missed that one.
Yeah, can you unmute yourself? If you want to, if not.
Oh yes, yeah, about our custom preference page is also available for SMS.
Yep.
So yeah, great question. I have to kind of take that question on notice. I mean, obviously that you can go and define the SMS channel through in a preference page. There's but can you include a link to the preference page directly in the SMS? Is that the answer is I think so, kind of with hesitation, but I need to go and check that. I mean, it's just by kind of virtue of these URLs and encrypted query strings, it's kind of very long and kind of quickly gobbles up 160 character limits, even when it's concatenated. The release notes certainly talked to it about email. I think one of the also things to call out with preference pages as well is today you can have one preference page, a custom preference page. In our next release, you'll be able to have multiple custom preference pages for different brands. Yeah, I can definitely get back to you if you're able to kind of share your details with Lakshmi.
The next one, will we be able to customize the EPS and EPCS entirely or limited to the capability of the drag and drop? It's from
I'm unfamiliar with this acronym. I thought at Salesforce, I assume you're talking about customizing preference pages. Caroline, is that right?
Email preference center.
Oh, email.
Sorry.
So at the moment, it's declarative interface. We will be enabling kind of a code-based editing kind of in a future release, but yeah, at the moment it's a drag and drop experience. So I agree. It's certainly be a nice to have. Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. So there's definitely we've obviously got the foundation in place, and I think again pay attention to those forward-looking statements, but we can expect to see that in an upcoming release.
Yeah, and an extended question to the same. And will we be able to combine SMS and email onto the same email preference center?
Oh, you can do that today. So you can go and choose channels. Yeah, so the idea is to have kind of a unified preference center, both for email and SMS. So yeah.
Do you have any comments on Marketing Cloud Next opportunities?
Are you talking about job opportunities?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I mean, I'd say that this is again, sorry to reuse something I said before, an exciting time to be alive, particularly for all of our partners and Marketing Cloud experts out there, is that this direction. Well, firstly, I just want to stress here that we're not sunsetting Marketing Cloud engagement or account engagement for that matter. We've got many thousands of customers who have have spent well over a decade building kind of their business kind of critical platforms. This is our kind of heritage platform. This is and we're certainly not going to discontinue it. But our customers at the point of renewal, they're automatically having access. In fact, that they can have this today through an early renewal at no cost. And this was announced at Dreamforce, full access to what's called Marketing Cloud Engagement Plus. So with Plus, they can have Marketing Cloud Engagement Plus, the new capabilities of our next generation platform. And so what we're seeing is that we've got now kind of a big interest and demand from our customers who want to take advantage of our next generation features, and I think kind of that's a massive opportunity. So I urge you to, if you're unfamiliar with this next generation platform, to explore it. I think it's unlocks kind of a lot of use cases, and particularly I would say also cross cloud use cases, which when we want to kind of integrate kind of sales and service and offer agentic marketing experiences. So Vlad had a question on attachments, and I want to call out maybe some current limitations with or considerations for attachments. So on the consideration for deliverability, we do have a cap. It's that file, that attachment can't be any more than 5 megabytes. You can attach one file today, not multiple attachments. Again, it's a kind of static attachment. It's for those kind of white papers or kind of a compliance document kind of use cases. In an upcoming release, you'll be able to have multiple attachments and dynamic attachments too. So
there is a question on licensing. Shane, would you be able to unmute yourself? It's at 507, Elliot.
507.
Yep.
Licensing logic here. So if a customer, I'll read it out for the benefit of others. The customer has to maintain their full marketing cloud engagement subscription to use existing assets. Now to orchestrate, they aren't effectively paying for 2 platforms to do one job. So, I mean, you get this for free, right? They don't have to go and pay for data cloud. You only pay for what you use. As I said before, this is a consumption-based model. We're giving our customers access to this next generation feature set without paying any more. They want to go and they want to obviously go and start sending messages from it. There's a compute cost associated with processing that data and sending messages. So the kind of advantages that they can, this is our North Star. We want to make this new capability accessible to all of our customers and start kind of bringing them on the journey with us. So Caroline, you're talking about segmentation. You're right. Sorry. So yes, we've moved beyond again only segmentation on unified individual. You can now segment on individual and also engagement DMOs. And in fact, something that you may not be aware is that we've actually offered that for a while now, not through using segment triggered flows, but you could actually have activation triggered flows, and you can segment them whatever you like. Actually, that is, you create a segment and an activation. You create a DMO activation target, and then you can go and activate that segment to the activation. And but yes, you're right, Caroline. We've kind of expanded segmentation support for that segment trigger flows.
There is one question from Balasubramaniam saying, are these UTM parameters tracked through some out-of-the-box reports? I wasn't sure if it is in MCE or MC Next, but...
Cool. What's the timestamp? Sorry, I'm trying to...
it's 4:57.
Right, okay. Let's jump back 4:57.
It's for SMS UTM parameters on the Next platform.
Yeah, okay. So are UTM parameters tracked through out-of-the-box reports? What do you... can you elaborate on that? Sorry.
Yeah. So today in engagement, if I need to track UTM parameters, I need to go to the click data view and then deconstruct my entire URL into individual parameters and then generate report on those. So
I see. Okay.
yeah. So if you want to report on individual UTM parameters for SMS and MC Next, is it something that can be done, or is that again a deconstruction of the URL itself to get those values?
I just have to jump in the DMO and take a look. I mean, so we've got, similar to data views, we've got a few different engagement DMOs where we store this for data. So, with the quick data view. So let's say email, for example. Yeah, I don't think, as we can kind of go on that journey together. Just 1 second. Email engagement, DMO. I mean, obviously you could go and kind of create a data transform, and it's going to UTM. I don't think, yeah, I like it would have a link. Sorry. Link URL. Yeah, no, it doesn't split it out, at least at a DMO layer. I mean, you could go and certainly run a kind of separate report, and this is queryable, and you could create a transform to maybe populate another DMO to pull that out, but there's not kind of, these values aren't stored separately at all. But yeah, I'd have to, I like that idea though.
You can expect it.
Get
Get a separate queue.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one more question from Bilal. Can we expect all these features in the PLC demo org as well?
That they are already, yeah. So, well, hang on. So then, and they're not. They're certainly in mine, but they'll be available by the end of the week. So, we've been quietly rolling out these the Spring 26 release from February to from February 14th to February 20th. So that will conclude at the end of the week.
So
Great.
there are a few more questions.
Yeah, so custom preference centers, Tammy, just to pick up what you're saying, they were in the STO and they went away. Yeah, so now you know why. Yes, no, there's just one remaining issue that our engineering teams need to fix before it is generally available. So this was kind of 3 weeks away, but that was beginning of the week. So hopefully maybe it's 2.5 weeks away now, but yeah, they're coming very shortly. Another kind of features that are coming shortly, and I failed to mention this, is mobile app messaging features, such as that I mentioned earlier. These are available in US and I think Europe today. They'll be available in Australia region in April. So I need Spring 26. Yeah, in this release, yeah. Okay, I think that kind of we're at time, and I've kind of got a hard stop. I have to race to the airport now to catch my flight home. But Lakshmi, thank you so much for the invitation to join you today in your user group. So yeah, really enjoy yeah, sharing this with you, and hope to join you again in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much, Elliot. We have a few more questions, but I will reach out to you maybe on DM or via email.
Okay, sure. Yeah, sorry, I'm just yeah, got a hard stop. I should have mentioned that
All good.
earlier.
Thank you so much.
Great. Okay. Thanks, guys. Okay, cheers.
Thanks.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.